Hi everyone, welcome back to EyedolizeMakeup tutorial channel. So a couple of weeks ago I asked you guys to send in any questions that you would like to ask me, and I promised to answer as many of them as I could. So today I'm going to do all my A's to your Q's, if that makes sense. It's Q&A with EyedolizeMakeup. Okay, so first I've got a couple of questions here from Miss Abby May. So Abby, you wanted to know where I buy most of my makeup from. Oh, this is a hard question to answer because I buy makeup from a lot of different places, but I suppose my answer to this would be that I buy most of my makeup online. I actually buy pretty much everything online, including clothes and jewelry and all that sort of stuff. So I do buy most of my makeup online from a few beauty wholesalers, as well as just straight from the brand's websites. I think a few of the only brands that I actually go into the shops for are normally Napoleon, Perdis and MAC, but I find it a lot more safe to buy my makeup online just because when I go into the store I end up spending way more than I meant to when I go in there, and I think it's just because I can play with all the makeup, so then I get too excited and I just end up buying it. Second question from Abby May. Who are my 5 favorite YouTubers? This one's a little bit difficult because my favorite YouTubers are changing all the time, but I suppose my 5 favorites at the moment, and this is in no particular order whatsoever, would be Brittany Lee Saunders. If you guys haven't seen Brittany Lee's channel, go and check it out. That girl is hilarious, and she's also Aussie as well, so I'm kind of like Aussie pride. Another favorite YouTuber would be Made You Look by Lex. I think my reasons for liking her are pretty obvious because she is just amazing with makeup. She's so freaking creative. So she's definitely one of my favorites. Another one is Marie Forleo. If you guys haven't heard of her either, go and look at her channel. My mum got me into watching her channel, and she is super motivational for pretty much anything you need some motivation for. So I really love her channel. So I'm just going to throw in 3 extras. I know I'm going to be doing 6, but I need to mention these 3 as well. One of them is My Cupcake Addiction. You guys know that I already know Elise from My Cupcake Addiction, but she's actually the reason I got into YouTube, so she'll always be one of my favorite YouTubers. Another one is Charlie's Crafty Kitchen, who I also know. Those girls are just gorgeous and their channel is awesome. And the other channel I have to mention, of course, is Cooking for Dogs, which is Elise from My Cupcake Addiction's mum and dad who run that channel. And they do all things to do with dogs, and you guys know that I have a pug named Gregory, so I always love watching their videos and getting cool ideas on creative things to do for Greg. So they would be my top 6 YouTubers at the moment. Next question, also from Abby May. This is the last one from Abby May. Which video did I have the most fun filming? This is the easiest question to answer without a doubt. I had the most fun filming the Not My Arms challenge with Jessie from Nailed It NZ. That video, we could not stop laughing the whole time, and I still crack up laughing to this day when I go back and watch it. If you haven't seen it, go and check it out. It is hilarious. And next question is from Renee Funnel. And Renee, I just want to say a special hello to you because I think you've been my #1 subscriber since I started. And your question is, what age did I start using makeup? That question could probably have a couple of different answers. I probably started playing with my mum's makeup when I was like 2 or 3. But I started actually using makeup and creating looks on myself when I was about 13 or 14. And my mum was the one who told me to do makeup as a career, so thank you, Mum. My next question is from Destiny McGill. She asks if I have my own brand of makeup. I don't currently have one, Destiny, but I'm hoping to bring one out in the near future, so keep an eye out. And I've got a few other products that I'm planning on bringing out as well. Okay, Katie Politia, I hope I've pronounced your name right, asks, what is the first makeup tutorial I ever did in my life? Well, the first one I ever filmed for YouTube was a skeleton makeup tutorial, which I've actually taken down now because it was so bad. And this is one thing I love to say to people who want to become YouTubers. When you start out, you're probably gonna do a few crappy videos, and it doesn't matter. You get better as you go, so just do it. Okay, and I'm going to take 2 questions from Anualu. She asks if I will be coming to Toronto while I'm in Canada. And the answer to that is most likely yes. I'm just going to be traveling all over Canada and America and the UK. So I will probably end up being in Toronto at some point. And when is my birthday? My birthday is the 4th of February. I'm an Aquarian. Cinnamon Adore asks, how old am I? Well, I am 24 years old as of February this year, but sometimes I still feel like I act like I'm 18, and sometimes when people ask me how old I am, I literally forget and I answer 21, and then I lose 3 years of my life because I remember that I'm 24. Okay, Stella asks, what do I do when I don't do YouTubing, and do I have a full-time job? Well, currently currently, when I'm not YouTubing, I am helping my little sister plan her wedding. I just finished planning a hen's party, and I am also organising everything for my trip to Canada. So I'm fairly busy at the moment. But in answer to your question, do I have a full-time job? I don't have a full-time job. I currently work 2 days a week as a marketing manager for an accounting office. And yes, sometimes when I say I work for an accounting office, people are like, "Ugh, boring," but they're actually the coolest people I've ever worked with in my life, so. Yolanda asks, why am I leaving Australia? Well, about 3 years ago, I really wanted to travel to Canada, and then I met a guy who I ended up being with for the last 3 years. But I've always wanted to travel, so at the start of this year, I decided I really needed to go and do my traveling, so I'm going to go and get it all out of my system, hopefully, or just get really addicted and keep doing it. So that's why I'm leaving Australia right now, but I always plan on moving back here and living in Australia eventually. Okay, I'm not really sure how to pronounce this name, but Hardia asks, how did I become friends with Charlie's Crafty Kitchen? So Charlie and Ash are actually the nieces of my ex-partner, so that's how I met them, and I also met Elise from my cupcake addiction through him, as well as Cooking for Dogs. So it was kind of a whole YouTube family, which was really fun because whenever we got together, we'd all just be like discussing and yelling at each other about YouTube. So it was a lot of fun. Cass Rose, makeup artists, asks, how much am I going to miss her? I don't know how I'm going to go on. Cass Rose is one of my best friends in the whole entire world. Go and check out her channel, Cass Rose Makeup Artist. And Cass, you know that I will miss the heck out of you, but I will probably also be Skyping you so much that you'll get even more sick of me than when I live here. And lastly, Ariana asks, where do I get my inspiration for my tutorials? Well, a lot of the time I get inspiration from you guys, because when you leave me comments asking for a particular look, I then come up with a look in my head and create that look for you. But then other times, like the ice cream melting over my face look that I did, I was literally driving along the street and it was such a hot day and I was like, oh, I just want to shove some ice cream on my face. And that's how I came up with the idea for that ice cream makeup melting on my face. So sometimes they just come to me and sometimes I need your guys' inspiration for them. She also asks, will I be doing a meetup while I'm overseas? I don't know as of yet. If I have enough people that want to come and meet me, then maybe I will. But I'm really winging my whole trip at the moment. I don't even really know where I'm going to be at what time. But if I do a meetup, you guys will be the first ones to know about it. Oh, sorry, I missed one. I've got the last one here from Alyssa. Now, Alyssa asks, do I have any inspiring words for girls who are going through hardships? Okay, Alyssa, I suppose that I feel like a bit of an expert on this subject at the moment because I have just gone through a really hard time myself. And I know that for those of you going through hard times, it feels like it's not going to get better. But I 100% promise you that it will. Life was literally throwing me everything it could, or well, I felt like at the time. And for example, I was already going through this really hard time and then I was driving along the highway one day and I was like, if anything else happens to me, I'm just going to break. And next second, a rock flew up and smashed my windscreen. So yeah, and somehow I got through that and I stayed strong. I suppose my advice is that everybody has challenges in their life. Absolutely every single person. The level of challenge that some people have might be different to someone else, but in your own world, it could be the biggest challenge you've ever had to overcome. And all I can say is that challenges make life interesting. As hard as they are at the time, if you can get through it, then you will be a stronger person for it and you will learn so much about yourself. I hope that that advice helps you. I know that it really helped me when I was getting through my challenges. And thank you to everyone who sent in your questions for me. I love hearing from you guys and I love being able to interact with you like this. So thank you so much for watching and I will see you for the next video.